Hello, it is Thursday, December 19th, 2024. I'm Chris Primo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Thursday crossword today. That means we're going to be solving possibly an unusual or inventive theme. And this unusual or inventive edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Trennan Levitt, Pascal Portalance, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster, the indefinable Charlie Paget, and the inexplicable Chris Ward. Thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. They do, of course, keep this channel going day in, day out. They sustain this series, and for that, I'm very grateful. Thanks to those five, and thanks to everybody who supports the channel via Patreon. If you'd like to do just that, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve, or click the description field link where you'll find the bonus videos available to patrons and for benefactors like those I've just mentioned, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thank you so much to the benefactors, and thanks to all of the Patreon supporters. It really does keep this whole thing going. Thank you for that. And thanks as well if you subscribe on YouTube, which is a big help as well. And you can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server, a nice friendly chat community. And finally, it also helps to subscribe on YouTube. I guess I just said that, but also to like the videos, to comment on them from time to time. Those things are all helpful. All right, well, having said all that, let's get on to today's crossword by Brandon Copy, who's constructed, I think, nearly 20 puzzles for the New York Times. It was edited once again for Joe Falliano. It's a Thursday puzzle, so it will have a theme of interest. We'll find out just what the nature of that theme is momentarily. Let's start solving. I guess it might not be momentarily. It might take a while. We have a diagonally symmetrical crossword today. So usually if you rotate the puzzle 180 degrees, the cells would be in identical disposition, or the black cells would. But in this case, no, we would have to fold the puzzle along this diagonal axis in order for the black cells to maintain their disposition. So anyway, that often that kind of alternative symmetry often happens when we this is interesting. I wonder if this is theme related. This often happens to accommodate specific themes. I can't necessarily see anything that's obviously illustrated in the grid to me, but we'll just keep solving and we'll see what happens. Well, we'll start solving, I should say. Some Mustangs. So this is not capitalized, so I assume it's referring to horses. Feral, maybe? Isn't a Mustang a wild horse? Get stuck in traffic, say. I don't know what this is. Comedian Ken of The Masked Singer. I've not actually seen The Masked Singer, but Ken Jeong is a comedian, so it could be that. Websites with employment opportunities. Job something? Job... I don't know. Theodore Roosevelt ushered in a progressive era associated with Theodore Roosevelt. Quirky would be odd, probably. Burning Man, ? Oh, it could be Nero, who, according to the saying, fiddled while Rome burned, which, I think historians agree that's an overstatement of his inaction, but nonetheless, let's see if that actually holds up. They might be standing. Yes, you could have standing orders. They're in effect in a sort of default sense. And then unfair judgments or bad raps. You might have a bad rap, which you deem to be an unfair judgment of your past actions. Charlie brought his to the chocolate factory. His Grandpa Joe, came with him to the chocolate factory, who somehow managed to have his not all of his joints and muscles were atrophied after decades of bed rest. Kind of cord. Spinal cord is certainly a kind of cord, anatomically. Say no more. I'm on it. I'm doing it. Devoted fan, informally. So a stan is a phrase to refer to a particularly devoted fan from a song in which it's a sort of pathologically devoted fan. Cellular data, DNA, so data about your cell, encoded in your cells in the body. Okay, its home is on the range. Some kind of pan, a saucepan maybe? So a range as in, a hob or a stove. Okay, coding catch-all, else. So you could have a series of statements in coding that say, if this, then this, if this, then this, else. If it's not any of those, as a catch-all, do this thing. Okay, websites with employment opportunities. Right, what is it? Job. I'm still not sure what this is, even with that A. 11th century poet who wrote the Masnavi. Is it Rumi? Let's see if that is correct. Speed limit of a sort. Right, so we have this again. So the reason I commented, I wondered if this was related to the theme, is that it's creating a pattern that is consistent with that diagonal symmetry of the grid. So you can see that these two answers, which highlight one another, are symmetrically disposed in exactly the same way as the rest of the black cells are. In other words, if you folded the puzzle that way that I mentioned across that diagonal axis, these would match up. And then that's similarly true here. I wonder if there are any other, yeah, there are more cases of it. So we've got in these corners, we've got these little, this must be related to the theme. I'm fairly certain. Yeah, here's one. Here? No. So just in these corners. Yeah, where we can see they're being, as I say, cornered by other black cells. Okay. I don't know what it means, obviously, just yet. Speed limit of a sort. Term something? No, I don't know. Parenthetical on 4 number 1 albums since 2021. I have no idea what that's about. Yeah, and then the downs. Oh no. Oh no, I see, it's the downs that are, no wait. Sorry, it's the acrosses that are clued and the downs simply say, see the across clue, and that's it. So I don't, oh, here's the revealer. With 45 down, displays during an online presentation, or a hint to 3 pairs of answers in this puzzle. Screen shares? Wait. Oh, sorry. I always get confused. You'd think, having solved as many of these as I do, I would remember whether blue or yellow is the actual currently highlighted answer, and yet for some reason I'm still confusing it. Okay, does that help me? Screen shares. I don't know that it is helping me just yet. I'm sure it makes sense relative to what's going on thematically, but I do not yet understand it. Okay, most evasive. The coyest person would be maybe particularly evasive. Had over, you hosted someone. Yeah. Shake deeply. Not sure. Still good to meet up? Are you free or are free? Not sure. Baby bear, question mark. So some kind of pun, but I'm not sure in what way. Mount Vernon or Monticello, those are estates. So Monticello is famously the home of Thomas Jefferson. Was Mount Vernon, was that Washington? I think that might be the case. Anyway, there's certainly estates. And because it only says or, it's Mount Vernon or Monticello, we're only referring to one or the other of the two, so a single estate. Organization for Coco Gauff. I don't know what this is. Who's that? I'm not sure. Dinner is served. Let's eat. Yeah, there we go. Cross-reference for additional information. See note or something? Blank Way, brand of plows and salt spreaders. I'm not familiar with this brand, but these are things you'd have to do in the snow, and often in commercial contexts, snow is spelled without its W, in brand names and things. So I bet it's Snowway. Cross-reference for additional information. It does look like C note, doesn't it? Free throw after a basket. Oh, and one, an extra point in basketball? I think that might be the case. Fictional Queen of Arendelle. Oh, this is Frozen, right? So is it Elsa? I think it's Elsa. I was going to say Ilsa, but no, I don't think that's right. Cross-reference for additional information. Yeah, this has got to be seen. I don't know why I was so tentative about that. Still good to meet up. Are we on? There we go. That's what it is. And then Organization for Cocoa Gauff is Works Progress Administration, maybe? Baby Bear. Baby Bear. Don't know. Sorcerer. Oh, I didn't see this one. Sorcerer is a mage, I would think. Oh, gestate. Wait, why is that true? Baby bear. Oh, to bear, right, to bear a child. Right, okay. Wow, that's a clever clue. So bear does not mean an animal, but it means, bear in the sense of, hold, but not in that sense in this case, but to, as I say, bear a child. Okay, well, there we go. Very clever. So then what's this? WTA. What's that? I don't know. Sorry about that. I'm not sure, but it must be the answer. Shake deeply. I don't know. Does it mean shake physically, or does it mean shake as in to startle you or to astonish you? I'm not sure. Sticky treats in more ways than one. Websites, let's see. Illicit info. And gets involved in. Enters. You enter a situation, you get involved in it. Could be. Speed limit of a sort. Terminal something? Oh, terminal velocity? Oh, wait, that is the answer. That is the answer. I was thinking, why would this begin with a T if it's terminal velocity? Because, so terminal velocity, a speed limit of a sort, in the sense that, things all fall at the same rate. They're just affected by, friction and air currents and all kinds of other things. But effectively, minus those factors, things will fall, objects will fall at terminal velocity. And so that's kind of a speed limit. It's a sort of maximum speed at which things would fall. Okay, so I hope I could have just said something blatantly wrong, but forgive me if so. I'm not a physicist by trade or training. Okay, so 31. So anyway, sorry. The reason I think this works is because if we go into rebus mode, which is the mode by which we can enter more than one letter per cell, we can write TV in here. And that would allow us to sort of share a screen. A TV is sort of a form of screen. A television is essentially a screen. It has a screen anyway. And so we're sharing a screen, in this case a TV, between these two answers. So we've got terminal velocity. So I think, does that mean these other ones will also be TV, or will they be other kinds of screens? I'm guessing TV, because a TV is two letters. So it works well in terms of sharing a cell between two answers. But I think this is probably right. I'm pleased to have gotten that. Okay. So let's see if that gives me. Rumi is looking right. I was pretty confident that was correct. The great Islamic poet. Kerfuffle. Could be a stir or something. Although I'd have to change saucepan. It could be wrong. Saucepan. Parenthetical on 4 number 1 albums since 2021. So do I think this is TV? I don't know. Commoner. A peon or a serf or something like that, if you're thinking of a kind of feudal system, maybe. Not sure. Job shares? Websites with employment opportunities. I don't know still. Okay, well, I was doing all right in the kind of eastern hemisphere of this grid, but not so much anymore. That makes sense now. Okay, maybe? Barely makes without. If you're sort of squinting to see something and you barely make it out, you sort of eke it out. Well, no, that's not really how you put it. If you're trying to make a living and you barely make a living, you eke it out. That's better. That's what I was saying first was inaccurate. Spelling bee rank between solid and great. Oh, this is the New York Times spelling bee game. I don't know. I haven't really played this recently. It looks like it might be nice. Is that it? Solid, then nice, then great, maybe? Hedgehog lookalikes. Oh, echidnas are animals that are similar to hedgehogs. Sticky treats in more ways than one. This isn't, no, it's not one of those. Sticky treats in more ways than one. Probably ends with an S. And yeah, it does look like job shares, but I don't know why that would be a website per se. I think of a job share being two people, sharing a job. Okay, there's that. Neckwear is sometimes made with kukui nuts. I feel I should be able to think what this is. I assume it's Hawaiian or Polynesian more broadly. That makes sense now. Oh, is it a puka? Or is that a name for the beads or shells? That makes sense now. I see. Okay, there we go. So still not sure what this one is. Sticky treats in more ways than one. In more ways than one. What are the ways? I don't know, unfortunately. C22 across, of course, yes. Parenthetical on 4 #1 albums since 2021. Oh, version. Oh, Taylor's version. I've heard of this. This is, I think the situation was Taylor Swift no longer, or maybe never, I don't know, owned the rights to her, material, her albums, and so she re-recorded these albums so that she could own the copyright to those performances and release them herself, I think is what that's about. Okay, so there we go. With craft. So if you did something with craft, maybe you did it slidely if you're a crafty person, but you could also do something with craft, in not meaning sort of craftiness, but rather craftsmanship. And you did, and I can't think of a 5-letter word for that offhand. Commoner, take-home amount, net pay. Disparate, motley maybe? Like a motley crew, a disparate group of people. Neckwear is sometimes made with kukui nuts. I can't believe I can't see what this is. Is it just leis? Is that all it is? Traditionally flower garlands? Sticky treats in more ways than one. Are they popsicles? Why more ways than one? Oh, because they're sticky, because they're sugary, but they're also sticky because they're on sticks. A popsicle is a treat on a stick. That's very funny. Okay. Some good punning in this puzzle. Get one's hair just right. Primp or something like that? Like primp and preen. I guess it could be preen, but it doesn't work as well, I don't think. Futile batting stat lines in baseball lingo. No clue. Not even the slightest idea. Hangs out for a while. Pops over. It comes to hang out. Hangs out for a while. I don't know. Greek consonant. So, I mean, if this were primp, this could be what, row maybe? What else could it be? It's the only one that comes to mind with an R. Futile batting stat lines. I don't know what that is. Hangs out for a while. Yeah. Pops in. No, it's not long enough. Alternatives to ands or buts. Ifs, no ands, no buts. There we go. Gets one here. I'm going to say this is primp because that was my first thought, and I think it's probably right. And we have an I now. So Greek consonant. Let's try row. That might not be the answer. Futile batting stat lines. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I'm not going to put that in. Hand out. To meet out, to pass out, or to dole out something. Attention-grabbing appearance, maybe. I'm not sure. And beam of light, some kind of ray. Something connected to a QR code. Oh, a URL, right? A QR code, I think typically is linked to a web address, a URL. Beam of light. Is it a sun ray or something? Or an LED? There's not, you wouldn't say LED ray. Sicilian landmark. Oh, Mount Etna, the volcano. Attention-grabbing appearance, maybe. Attention-grabbing appearance, maybe. Is this not Etna? I'm sure, no, it is definitely Sicilian landmark. Maybe this is sun ray, like a ray of sunlight. It's just not a phrase you hear very often, sun ray. Futile batting stat line. Well, I mean, I don't know what this is, but it could end with an S. It seems likely. So let's try this. Hangs out for a while. Something up? Yeah, chums or pals, friends. So what's this? Attention-grabbing appearance, maybe. Oh, a PR stunt. Right, an appearance. I was thinking appearance like maybe how you dress or how you present yourself. But no, it means an appearance as in showing up somewhere. You show up somewhere to do somewhere surprising or to do something surprising. Could be a public relations stunt. Okay, so futile batting stat lines in baseball lindos. Offers? I don't really know what that means. No, this wouldn't be RF. Offers? If this is row, is that something? Offers? I don't know. Hangs out for a while. Posts up. Oh, if you say I'm going to post up here, but hang out for a while. Okay, it's not a phrase I particularly hear or use often, but I have heard it. So there we go. All right, so elicit info. Oh, the dirt. Give me the dirt. The elicit info. There we go. Oh, this doesn't look right. Kerfuffle. Maybe this isn't. Maybe this is not saucepan after all. Oh, job boards. Oh, saute pan. Right. Oh, wow. Okay. Never occurred to me that saute pan and saucepan, which are such similar concepts, are also so similarly spelled. Okay, well, there we go. So a kerfuffle is a stir. It's a bit of a dust-up. So a commoner is a pleb. There we go, as from sort of plebeian. All right. So with craft, maybe it is slyly. And then Vegas nickname, I don't know what that is. Laser-focused mindset. Right. So this will be TV. Now that we have two of those, we can be confident that the third will be that way as well. So laser-focused mindset is something vision, tunnel vision. Yes. If you have tunnel vision, you're absolutely dead set on what's in front of you. Gets stuck in traffic, say. Well, with the punniness of this particular puzzle, to be alliterative, I'm wondering if maybe it's referring to web traffic or something as opposed to automotive traffic. Although, now that I say automotive, auto could fit there. Auto, I don't know. Way back when? Once? What selfish athletes spell team with, presumably, an I, despite there being no I in team. So that's why they're disobeying that bit of wisdom. Some Mustangs, roans, I guess. That's what is sort of the horse coat description, I guess. And then get stuck in traffic, say, is to, run late. Okay, so it's not a pun. It's just, it doesn't mean get stuck in traffic, but that's why it's say, because this could be one way in which you run late, you get stuck in traffic. So, Vegas nickname is Sin City. It's a nickname for Las Vegas. I was thinking of a nickname of someone associated with Las Vegas, and I was thinking, well, I'm not going to know that. But I do know the phrase Sin City. Stopping point for a cruise or crusoe, an isle. So what does that, it means it's referring to the character Robinson Crusoe, who is famously, the fictional character who's famously stranded on an island. Okay. So Nance's longtime NFL commentating partner, no clue about that. Nowhere to be found informally, MIA, missing in action. So this looks like Sims then probably. And yes, a nasty look is just to sneer at someone, is to sort of give them a nasty look. So there we go. That was the Thursday crossword. Very nice thing. Oh, look at that. And they've inserted some slashes for us today to separate the T and the V to indicate that they, pertain to different answers. So there we go. We have our screen shares theme. Let me know when you caught on to this one, how you fared with this. This is a case where you really do need to understand that there is such a thing as the rebus function in order to solve this. And apologies, usually I explain what that is in more detail when I notice that it is likely going to be in the grid, because almost always there are people in the comments who say, how did you know you were meant to do that? And the answer is you just have to infer it from the puzzle. I mean, in this case, the revealer suggested to me, once I realized it was screen shares, but there's not really an answer. Thursday is the day to be on the lookout for it most. It's not the only day on which this kind of rebus entry might occur, but it is by far the most common, I would think. So do consider on a Thursday puzzle, if it seems like something's not adding up, you might need to enable that rebus function and put more than one letter into the grid in a particular cell. But there we have it. We had our terminal velocity, Taylor's version, and tunnel vision. All in this diagonally symmetrical grid themed around the concept of screen shares. There we go. And of course, online screen sharing is something that many of us now have much more experience with than we ever used to in the Zoom era. But there we have it. That was the Thursday crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for the Friday edition, in which we have no screen sharing, no rebuses, and no theme whatsoever, most likely, in the first of 2 themeless puzzles for the week. So join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.